another YA book review for you of Unhooked. And this is by Lisa Maxwell, and I did not plan, at least on camera, it looks like the title and my shirt match, but that wasn't planned. So this book is kind of, I mean, it's marketed as a Peter Pan retelling, but it's like kind of not a Peter Pan retelling. I'm going to try and avoid spoilers because I think the spoilers are kind of what make this book good. So basically we have Gwendolyn, or Gwen, and her mother are constantly moving. And her mom seems kind of mentally unstable. She talks about monsters, and every time, you know, she might be okay at a place for a while, then she gets really uncomfortable, and then she uproots everything, and her and Gwen have to move. Gwen's father is not in the picture, but in this particular move, they're moving to London, and her friend Olivia, who is wealthy, decided that she wanted to come with them, just for the first 2 weeks, you know, to help Gwen get settled and stuff, and kind of try and convince her to come back. So during the night, Gwen and Olivia are kidnapped by these like shadowy figures, and later you learn that they're called the Dark Ones. She's rescued from the dark figures by a captain of a ship. So she kind of comes to, finds out she's on this ship, and that the person who rescued her is Captain Hook. Except his actual name is Rowan. And she starts to learn a little bit about Neverland, and she's kind of kept like a prisoner, but obviously he doesn't have the intent to kill her, but she thinks he's really brutal. Eventually she's rescued off the ship by Pan, and Pan takes her to Neverland, where Olivia had made it because Pan supposedly rescued her from the Dark Ones. But Neverland has a very odd effect on the people there. It causes them to forget their human lives and their memories. So I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. I will say that Pan thinks that Gwen has some kind of special power that he's been looking for. So basically, I don't want to give any spoilers in terms of what happens. But things I will note is that Rowan is a really amazing character. He's an anti-hero. He's realistic. There's parts of his other story at the beginning of each chapter, and he's just, you know, he's a very likable character. He's not your typical like Hook style character. In fact, she refers to him as the captain for a long time, and then eventually starts referring to him as Rowan. So he's never really called Hook at all in the story. I will say that at times Gwen is kind of annoying because she holds Pan and Rowan to like this double standard, and the only reason it's annoying is because I think it's obvious to the reader before it's obvious to her that she's doing it. So you're kind of like, okay, obviously, you know, you got ticked off when Rowan did this and was all critical, we're all critical about it, but then Pan does it and it's like, it's okay. Or she doesn't think about it as much and it doesn't bother her as much. So that's kind of annoying. Eventually, when she figures things out, that kind of subsides. So overall, I really liked this book. It kind of, I mean, it has a good ending, but I wouldn't necessarily call it like a happily ever after ending. Like, it's not all rainbows and unicorn and glitter when you get to the end of the story. Overall, I really liked it. So I gave it 3.8 out of 5 stars, and on Goodreads I bumped that up to 4. And it's a very enjoyable book. So, and it's an easy read. It's not too long. So if you're interested in a Neverland retelling, check out Unhooked. In the meanwhile, happy reading and happy writing.